What's up, guys? Silver here with part 2 of our journey through Halo Reach LASO. This is ONI sword base, the second playable mission. We're going to spawn in here with Cat on our side, and we're going to face a bunch of enemies who we actually probably want to kill, unlike the last mission where we ran past most of the enemies. We want to kill a good amount of these guys. So we're going to start by jumping on this box, jump up on those barrels so you can get to the box, and then we're going to start shooting those jackals. I let these grunts move up a little bit so I could get their plasma pistol more easily once I do kill them. So focus on those jackals to the upper left first, and then once those grunts are closer, you could start taking those guys out. And once we do that, we're going to go towards the right and hug the wall, and we're going to spawn in the phantom that comes in. So we don't want to kill too many people because that will get the phantom to come in automatically if we kill enough people. So I like to kill about 6 people, and then I'll run over and go to the wall over there, which you'll see in a second. So we're going to head over. Are we going to head over? Yeah, let's go right now. We're going to head over here to this wall, and then we're going to move up into this corner, and that will get the phantom to come in, and you'll see him come overhead right now. There he is. So I just like to control when the phantom comes in. I don't like to just be standing out in the open and have him come in. Obviously, I want to have some control over that so he doesn't shoot at me and lower my shields, and then I have to, you know, go smack somebody to get him back. Or we're going to move up here, and we're just going to hang out on this ramp and take out as many people as possible. There's a bunch of jackals and grunts in the area that we could take out from afar. So we're going to do that. We have a DMR, we have a decent amount of ammo, and you could always look around for your Marines who may have dropped ammo as well when they died. So if they were considerate in their death, they would have dropped ammo. But sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We're just going to be patient here. This is probably the hardest part of the mission. Once we get past this part, it gets a lot easier. So with that in mind, just be patient. There are 4 elites up there, so we're going to take those guys out towards the end. We're just going to thin out the ranks, basically, until it's just those elites remaining. And then there are 4 more skirmishers up ahead as well, but we're going to take those guys out afterwards. So we are going to just hang here, take some shots, and we do want to get a plasma pistol. Like I mentioned, I had the grunts move forward, so it would be closer to us. So I don't think I grabbed it yet. We'll see in a second, but we will pick that up. I don't even know what maybe the primary or the secondary weapon is an assault rifle in this mission, but we don't want that. So just exchange whatever garbage weapon it is for the plasma pistol. There it is. Yeah, it's an assault rifle. So we're going to jump down here and grab the plasma pistol, grab some nades, some plasma nades while we're there. But once we're ready, once we feel satisfied that we've killed enough people, we're going to move up here. There's some more DMR ammo as well. There's a health pack. I'm not going to grab that yet. I'm going to save that for later if I can. There's another DMR on the ground there. You want to hug the left wall so you are hopefully not seen by anybody when you come over here. And by coming over here, you will get Cat to move up ahead as well, which is good because the elites will focus more on her since she's going to get all up in their business. So we're going to take out all the remaining people we can, all the peons in here, which equates to jackals and grunts. And then Cat will heavily distract all these elites up here, which is going to be key in our battle ahead here. So we're just going to hang out here. This is pretty safe, but sometimes an elite will come up one of these ramps and flank you, so be aware of that and be ready to peace out as soon as possible if that happens. So I think that was the last peon over here, but we'll see. There's probably more. There's more. Here's another jackal. Take him out. Cat's doing a good job of distracting these guys, like I mentioned. She does good work. She does good distracting work. She doesn't do great driving work. So I never let her drive. So we're going to... This guy is giving me a harder time than I would like, but you want to be aware of the concussion rifle elite. You can see him up here. There's 4 elites, like I mentioned. 1 has a concussion rifle, so always be aware of where he is because that is a pretty devastating weapon. But we're just going to take our time up here. Cat will do a good job of distracting them, but also damaging them as well. So if she gets up close and personal, which she will eventually with these guys, she will basically just continue firing at one and meleeing one of them. And she will actually be able to take down the shields of them as well. So you could just kind of hang out and headshot them when that opportunity presents itself. But you could also help that along by firing your plasma pistol just barely over the edge of the railing here, which is, this offers pretty good cover. Because like I mentioned in the Winter Contingency Guide, the mission before this, the elites and all the enemies in the game like to shoot basically at your chest. So if you're just peeking your head over the edge of something, they can't shoot you in the head, really. Unless, actually, I should take that back. With the Needler rifle, they could, because that's like a precision weapon. Sometimes, they usually don't, but sometimes they could actually headshot you with that weapon. But the weapons like this, where it's like a plasma rifle or a plasma repeater or something, where it's not a precision weapon where headshots really matter, they generally shoot you in the chest. So, or they try to at least. So if your chest is blocked by the railing and your head is poking out, you could easily get them while they can't get you, basically. For the most part, you want to be aware of the stray bullet that may fling up towards your head, but especially if it's a concussion rifle, you may have to dodge a little bit. But we could see now that Cat is really all up in their business, so she's distracting most of them, and taking the shields down of some of them as well. So we're just going to help that along with our plasma pistol and headshot these guys as their shields go down. I believe I am out of plasma pistol. That guy got wrecked. He is all the way up there. I don't know how that happened. Actually, I probably have a pretty good idea. It's the concussion rifle. Grab some health over there, and we're going to move up here. And it looks like... Is that the last one? It might be the last one. I'm not sure, though. Let's pepper them from afar. Continue the pepper factory. Pepperidge Farms remembers. All right, let's go. There we go. Shield popped. Headshot him. And that might be the last one, but it might not. We'll see. We'll move forward. I can't count. I see 3 on the ground at least. 4? I don't know. My camera's moving too fast. Anyway, we're going to jump up here. This isn't totally necessary, but it's a good vantage point to kill these skirmishers. So we're just going to headshot 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them, but I killed 1 and then got a nice triple after that. So they're dead. We're going to get a fresh plasma pistol from these guys. We're going to grab as much DMR ammo as we can, so pick all of it up if you have not already. I already did in the back there. So we're going to move forward. We're going to grab this DMR ammo, and we're actually going to juggle this target locator and this plasma pistol. So we're going to have 3 weapons. We have the DMR in our back pocket, and we're juggling the target locator and plasma pistol. And we want to juggle it to this gray triangle type thing. We don't want to cross those gray lines that I'm looking at right now. Ignore those. We want to go in between those 2 gray lines. So we're going to go onto that gray trapezoid type thing, juggle the weapons over here, plasma pistol and target locator. And we're going to wait for this door to open. And when it does, we're going to go straight and avoid those gray slabs of concrete, because if you go across those, there's a really good chance that your weapon will get stuck in there. But once we move up here, we're going to grab the target locator. We're going to throw the plasma pistol to the side. And the reason for that is I don't want the plasma pistol to get hit by a stray wraith mortar and go flying across the map, and then I can't find it later. So it's less likely to get hit if it's off to the side. So that's why I put it over there. And the first wraith that comes forward, I like to use the target locator on. And we're actually going to keep the back wraith alive. So we're just going to take out all the remaining enemies here, except for the wraith. We'll take out the gunner on the wraith because we want to approach it. We're actually going to hijack it and use it ourselves in a little bit. So we're going to take out the gunner so he doesn't tear us up as we approach it. And then we'll take out all the other grunts in the area. And there's also an elite on foot as well, so we want to take him out as well. So we're just going to dance around a little bit. Make sure you keep your eye on the wraith bombs coming in, obviously. Sidestep as you need to. And it looks like we only... Oh, no. As I spoke, there's another grunt. I was going to say there's only the elite left, but that is a lie. So, whoa, I'm getting shot at. Wraith bombs. All right, here we go. Let's move forward now. Always back up. Just let Cat take all the heat. She's got infinite health. What's she got to complain about? But anyway, we have a plasma pistol and a DMR, and you might be tempted to try to take out this elite like so, peppering him from afar, which isn't the worst idea, but it's not the best position to do it from. So we're going to reposition ourselves. We're going to go to the right, and we have a much better vantage point over there. And also the wraith can't shoot at us, so that is a huge plus. So we're going to go over here to the right, like I said, and we're going to go behind this rocky area over here. And this is a very safe spot. The elite does not move from that position generally. He stays in that general area. And the wraith also stays over on the other side of this thing too. So you are totally safe over here. No one follows you back here. There's a health pack up on top of the hill here if you need it. And also some rockets, but we're not going to use those. And we could pepper this guy from on the other side of this rock. So this is a really good rock. You could see, we could see him, and he can't really shoot us because, like I mentioned earlier, they generally don't try to shoot you in the head unless they have something like a needler rifle. So we're just going to take that and run with it. And we're just going to plasma pistol this guy like we've been doing, pepper him from afar, and then his shields will collapse, and we will finish him off with a DMR headshot. So we're going to do that. And we probably want to get a fresh plasma pistol, but I decided not to. The best idea would be to do so, because we're going to go stun this wraith board him, and then we're going to have to stun him another time, ideally. And I only have enough for 1 stun, so we're going to stun him. And remember that your plasma pistol battery is draining if you hold that charge. So we're going to stun him here with an overcharged plasma pistol. Hop on the front of the vehicle here and punch it twice to get his hatch on top of the Wraith to open up. And then luckily he didn't get away here, so we didn't have to stun him. But ideally you would have another plasma pistol charge so you could stun him again and then just hop on here. And also, if you had more plasma pistol ammo, you could just pepper this guy directly from above. But you could always just smack him here as well. It works just as well. But another way to get the Wraith for yourself is to actually get in the Wraith turret when he's in it. And that will get him to bail out because he doesn't like you being in a vehicle that he's in. So he'll just get out if you get in as well. But that would make him alive and outside of the Wraith, and he might just board you and beat the crap out of you. So I like to try to just kill him while he's in the Wraith and helpless, basically. But obviously you do need to stun the Wraith and close the gap on the Wraith to do that. So we're going to go up here and grab the target locator again. I have a DMR and a target locator again and a Wraith. So we're going to have Cat hop into my turret here. She is infinitely healthy, so I like to have her in here. If you have a Marine in here, they work well until they die. So we're just going to have Cat in here so she could have infinite ammo with her infinite health in here, which is a great combination. Then we're going to move up here. I like to go to this section first on the right to bring the gun back online. So we're going to do that. We're going to move up with our Wraith. There are going to be 3 grunts and a grunt and a ghost up here. So basically 3 grunts and a ghost. So be aware of that. The ghosts, or not the ghosts, I'm mixing the ghosts and the grunts up all over the place. The grunts don't seem that threatening, but they have plasma pistols which they could overcharge and stun you with. And also, once they do that, they could keep stunning you, and you just are helpless there. And they could also just throw grenades at you. So not a great combination. So don't underestimate the grunts over here. Try not to boost around this corner because that railing is not very sturdy. You could boost through that really easily, which I've done many times. So just be safe. Just go nice and easy. Go the speed limit. And we're actually going to cut into the left here. We don't want to go towards the right at all because there is a plasma launcher wielding elite on top of the roof of the structure over here. And he will lock onto you with plasma grenades, basically, and end your game pretty quick if you get too close to him. So by being up here, we are far enough away where he won't try to shoot us. And basically, it's a great vantage point as well to kill all these enemies in the area. So we're just going to do this. Clear out as many people as possible. Keep an eye on the sky to the left and keep your ears open because you could hear the dropship coming in. There's going to be 2 dropships that come in this section. The first one is coming in right now. He's going to drop off a bunch of ground troops, including 2 elites that wield concussion rifles, and those guys are pretty devastating up close, especially if you're in a vehicle as well. So we're going to want to take those guys out. When this dropship comes down, you want to take out this turret real quick, and then that way he won't have any effect on your day. And we'll just continue shooting at these guys and prioritize those concussion rifle wielding elites because, again, they are pretty devastating. So we're going to just keep on keeping on here, basically. Just keep shooting at these guys. But now the second dropship is coming in. This one's a Phantom, and we're going to hop out with our target locator, and we're actually going to use it on the Phantom. So when he comes to a stop, you can see he's not really moving forward or side to side anymore. He's just hovering and lowering himself to the ground to drop off the ghosts. When he starts doing that, you want to just locate him, or whatever it's called, target locate him, designate him as a target, and that will actually destroy the ghost, hopefully. I think I missed one of the ghosts because I didn't do it quite in time. I was kind of a little bit late there, but that's an easy way to take out those ghosts real quick. So we're going to just continue on in our Wraith. That was a little risky because that grunt was coming at me while I was trying to target locate that Phantom. But so you don't have to do that necessarily. That's just a quick way I like to take out those ghosts. And we're going to just, keep on doing this. That's the moral of the story here. Keep using that Wraith. Not much to it. Obviously prioritize the bigger enemies that could be more devastating to you, like the ghosts and the concussion rifle wielding elites. And always be aware of the grunts that may be holding an overcharged plasma pistol as well, because they could be equally devastating given the right opportunity. So at this point, everyone's dead except for the concussion, the what's it called, plasma launcher wielding elite on the top of the roof here. So I'm just going to close the gap by quickly, ideally, but I'm moving forward cautiously, I should say, at first because I want to make sure he's not going to lock onto me with his plasma launcher. So in order to get him to not do that, I just keep firing at the edge of the roof so he keeps dodging. And if he's dodging, he's not firing at me. So just keep firing at the edge of the roof. He'll keep dodging. You'll be safe. And we could get in here and get some health and ammo and all that good stuff and activate this gun without even having to face this guy. But the way you activate the switch without going up and facing the guy on the roof is you could actually activate it from down below. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to wrap around, and there's no nav points with the blind skull on, so we're going to have to just know where the switches are. So we're going to jump up and just hold the action button, and that will get the switch to activate here. The gun will come online. You'll know it when it happens because the current objective updates, and also you could hear it come online and start firing. But I'm going to grab a plasma pistol from the ground here, and we're going to get full health and full health and shield here. A way to ensure that you have full health and shield is to go up against a wall and overcharge plasma pistol the wall with you right up against it, so that splash damage washes over you as well, and that will strip away any shielding you have and allow you to get the health pack, because you can't actually pick up health packs if you have full health. So you want to take your health down a little bit so you could pick it up, and that will get your health all the way back up to 100 and also your shield as well. So now we have full health, full shield. We have a plasma pistol, we have a DMR, and I'm just firing at that guy as I back up and away because I want to make sure, again, that he doesn't shoot at me. So I'm just firing at him so he dodges me, dodges my shots, and does not engage in shooting at me. Again, do not boost here that much because you don't want to fly off the side. It's really easy to do that. And we're just going to go back the way we came, keep going in that direction past the point where we hijacked this wraith, and we will come to this section, which is where we need to activate the comms array. And there's a revenant down in the center of this area, so we want to take him out first. You can see he's basically like a tiny version of a wraith, like a mix between a ghost and a wraith, really. So we're going to fire at him. He takes 2 shots, direct shots to destroy him. So there he goes. And we're going to move up here to the right, and we're basically going to take out all of the enemies before we move up into this structure on the right. There's going to be a couple jackals with needler rifles, which I don't think really do anything against a wraith. But we're going to take him out real quick anyway. And there he goes. That one got flown off into the field there. We took him out anyway, though. And we're going to focus on the building over here now. There's going to be a bunch of grunts and elites. And they could all throw grenades. So we want to stay away if we can. So just shoot them from far away. They will not be able to do anything if you just stay back. It might take some time, but be patient. If you move up, they probably will throw nades at you and stick you, and it doesn't take too many nades to kill you, especially if your wraith is already weak, or if you're weak as well. So just stay back, bombard the area with your infinite ammo, and also be aware of any plasma pistol wielding. Well, not plasma pistol wielding. They all got plasma pistols if they're grunts, unless they have needlers, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is be aware of those grunts that have plasma pistols that are overcharged, because they're going to stun you, and then they're going to nade you, and then you're dead. So watch out for that. So we're going to move our way up here cautiously. Take out all these guys. Be aware of the enemies that could be hiding behind that rock. You could see 2 came out from behind that rock, which I did not expect. So just be aware of all your surroundings. There's a bunch of enemies probably hiding in this base. Looks like you're safe and looks like it's clear, but then a bunch of people pop out. So we're just going to move forward. And it looks like we're done, question mark? I don't know. I like to shoot at the doorways, even if I don't see anybody, in case someone decides to pop their head out. But it looks like we're done, and you could actually activate this switch through the wall right there. So do that, and then we're going to hop back into the wraith, and we're going to boost our way across this area. But we're essentially going back the way we came temporarily, because there's going to be a dropship that comes in and drops off a bunch of grunts and skirmishers. And I'm not really afraid of those guys so much as I'm afraid of the turret on the dropship. So we're just going to go over here, hang out. Again, you don't want to boost too much like we discussed on the other side of the map. Here you could just boost off into the ocean as well, so you don't want to do that. You could see I kind of almost did that myself there. I was kind of riding the edge for a second. But we're going to hang out here, and you could use your third-person point of view camera to kind of just rotate. It looks like I'm looking at a wall, but I'm really keeping my eye on that dropship as he backs away. So we're going to move forward here, and he's far enough away now we don't have to worry about him. So we're just going to move forward. The only things you really have to worry about now are the grunts, because, again, like I mentioned repeatedly, they have plasma pistols, and they have grenades. The skirmishers can't really do anything to you when you're in the wraith. They only have needlers, And maybe they have some plasma pistols. I don't think they ever really overcharge them, though. But who knows? I'm sure there's going to be one that proves me wrong. It's going to be in the corner of the screen and be like, oh, look at that one. But anyway, I think most of them, don't worry about them. Just shoot them, kill them. You got a wraith. Come on. You got a wraith here. You're not supposed to have a wraith. This section was designed not for a wraith. Just kill them. And then there's going to be a bunch of enemies that are in the field here, which we're killing right now, but there's going to be a bunch that are in this structure over here as well. So we're going to be cautious as we enter this building because we can't really kill them all easily from outside here. So we're going to have to poke our head in and headshot these guys, which is easy enough because they don't have any shielding or anything. So we don't have to worry too much, but you want to be cautious. You don't want to walk in and get stuck by a grunt or something like that. So we do our best to try to bombard the area with the wraith. Tried to shoot through the door a couple times. Didn't really succeed, but we're going to poke our heads in here. We got a DMR out. You could see, I could see my weapon that I have out. I do that occasionally. I'll hit the back button. I don't know what it is on PC, but if you hit the back button on Xbox, it will actually show you what weapon you have out and what armor ability you have. So that's very useful for instances like this, where it's not showing you what weapon you have out when you're playing LASO. So you just hold back. It shows I have a plasma pistol out. It shows I have sprint, and it's all good. So we're going to move up here. You want to be aware of the fact that sometimes there's a couple grunts that make their way up here like they did this time. So don't rush around there because they might stick you or noob combo you or both. But we killed everybody. We're going to run up here and hit this button to activate the comms array. And then a gauss hog will be dropped off here, which is what we're going to use. So I'm going to grab this rocket launcher, and I'm going to give this to the Marine that I'm going to put in the passenger side of my Warthog, so he's a lot more effective. So he's going to get dropped off here in this Warthog, and I'm going to knock him out of the turret, because I'm going to put Cat in the turret and give him the rockets here. So switch out here, hop in the hog. He'll hopefully get in the passenger seat if he's smart. It might take some finagling to get him to go where he's supposed to. And looks like Kat is stuck over here. She doesn't know how to walk around a wraith, so I'm going to go over here for her. And she's going to hop in. And we're going to go make our way down to the beach and go back the way we came. There's going to be a revenant probably over here now because it gets dropped off once the gauss hog is dropped off as well. So be aware of that. I like to not drive straight at it, but kind of towards the left until he shoots, and then I cut back to the right. And that usually takes him out with the gauss hog and the rocket guy tearing into him. But you can see the video kind of blurred a little bit there. That's because I cut out a section where I died. And a way you could actually work around this, I should explain this first. Basically, we're just going to drive up and straight to the sword base where we came from. We're going to go back to sword base. And basically, you just drive up here. There's not too much to it. You just drive straight up here. And you want to hit the panel so it starts opening the doors here. And just stay in this general area because the doors won't open if you leave this area. So stay here, wait for them to open, but stay mobile so you don't get hit by these revenant or ghost shots. So hang out here, and then move forward once the doors open. Then we're going to drive up to this barrier and hop into the turret, and we're going to start shooting at all of these enemies that start running down towards us. Make short work of them. Very easy to kill all these guys. The elites take like 3 to 4 hits with a gauss hog, so you might find it a little difficult if you start shooting them and they start like flying backwards behind cover. But just stick with it and you should be able to kill these guys in no time. I should go back and talk about the death I was speaking of, and you might be saying, Silver, how'd you die in the LASO playlist? The Iron Skull's on. How are you still going? There's an easy workaround for this, even though it might be a little annoying, and that is to immediately when you die, hit start, and then go to save and quit, and then once you get back to the menu, just hit resume, and it'll load you back up at your last checkpoint. You want to make sure that you hit start right when you die, though. If you let the game load you back in, you'll obviously load back in with the Iron Skull in effect. It'll load you back in the beginning of the mission. So don't let that happen. Hit start and then save and quit right away. But you can see I got out here and started firing at these barriers so that the corners chipped away, and that allows me to get the Warthog up and over it. It might take a few tries. Sometimes I nail on the first try. Sometimes it takes me a long time, but I'm going to skip ahead because this is one of the times it took me a long time to get over. So we're just going to skip to me being a success. And there we go. We got it over. Not entirely, but good enough. So it wasn't pretty, but we got it over here. You could also grenade the Warthog over if you would like. Kind of a little mini grenade jump there. Or a little mini Warthog launch, I should say. That's what I was going for. But there's probably going to be a couple enemies still alive up here. Once you kill the majority of them, a couple retreat. So there might be some hiding behind these barriers here, so you want to be aware of those guys. So you could bail out of the driver's seat and hop back into the Gauss Hog to finish him off. So that's what's happening here. And this rocket guy is very useful, but sometimes he gets a little trigger happy and might decide to kill his teammates. So I'm kind of nervous with him right next to me here. Spoiler, he doesn't kill me, even though he was the reason I died earlier, the death I was talking about. Thanks, Rocket Marine guy. But it was a good way to bring up the fact that you could work around the Iron Skull. So thank you, Marine. But anyway, we're going to kill this one last elite. It looks like he ran away, and I'm just going to trust that he won't come and nade me from the side. So I'm just going to focus on the real big reason why we brought this Gauss Hog here, and that is to take on these hunters. Because these hunters are hefty, and they have double the health because Mythic is on. Thank you, LASO. So we actually want to move the Hog further back to get a better vantage point because geometry. So you don't want to move up. It might seem like you want to move up to get a closer view of the hunters if you can't see them, but actually being a little further back gives you a look deeper into the structure here. So don't move up unless you really want to move all the way up into the structure, but then you're going to be too close to the hunters probably. One good thing about the fact that you're on LASO is it actually stuns the hunters more, it seems, when you Gauss Hog them. So if you do get up close to them and just Gauss Hog them repeatedly, they won't fire at you. They get kind of stunned each time you shoot at them, and you could shoot at them really quickly. So just take them out from afar, and once we do kill the hunters, we're just going to drive up and finish off all the remaining enemies that are in there. There's going to be 3 grunts and an elite, I believe. So we're just going to take these guys out slowly and surely. Be patient. A lot of being a sweet LASO player is just being patient. So we're going to move this hog around, and I'm having a real hard time maneuvering this hog at this point. So we're going to move up here, or move back here rather. You could see deeper into the structure, like I was saying, the further back you are. So we kind of pinned the hunters up against the wall there, which doesn't always happen, but it happened this time. So we're going to have to back ourselves up. So kind of a struggle to see them sometimes. Sometimes they like to hide a little bit, so you have to finagle your Warthog a little bit, which is kind of annoying. But that's all right. We'll take this over going, hand-to-hand combat with them any day. And this is the part where I was struggling. This is what I was thinking of. I was like, I don't want to back up any further. I just want to turn. And I was not having it. But sometimes you just need to back up a little more to get more clearance. But I didn't want to do it. Anyway, we're going to drive up, like I mentioned, and take out the grunts and elites that are in this area. Just one elite. And there he goes. And so there's another grunt back there. We'll take him out. Whoa, 2 rockets for a grunt. That is overzealous, especially when I'm Gauss hogging him. We're going to move up here, and I'm going to get a plasma pistol and make sure that I have full health and full shield, like I mentioned earlier. We're going to overcharge plasma pistol to the ground, and that splash damage will hit us and allow us to pick up the health pack. So we're going to move up here with full health and shield, and we have a DMR, we have a plasma pistol. We're going to hit this elevator control. Again, there's no nav points because the blind skull's on. But we have Kat over here doing some kind of freaky levitation. I don't know what type of witchcraft she's partaking in. Maybe she's doing her best Guardian impression. Maybe that's for some foreshadowing there. Ooh. But right when this door opens, we're going to sprint to the left. And it might be scary, but just sprint right at this elite, wrap up around behind him, and he might melee you, but that's actually kind of a good thing. He'll melee you, but you have full health and full shield, so it won't kill you. And while he's recovering from that, you can just wrap up around behind him and melee and kill him with one hit. And then after that, there's a really good chance that the grunts will all turn into suicide grunts because they get angry that you've killed their leader. So they'll just chase you, but you could throw down a nade or 2 that they could just walk into and blow them up. But you could also just shoot them if you need to. I was just conserving ammo, but that's not 100% essential. We don't really need to save ammo for anything at this point. You could see noble teams in here on Sword Base. Shout out to one of the most played multiplayer maps in Reach. And they will basically just kill everybody on this ground floor if you let them. So you could just stand here if you want. I'm going to help them out to speed things up a little bit. But you could really just stand and hide in this hallway here and wait for them to clear out this bottom floor before moving forward. So there's 4 jackals and an elite on the bottom floor. And we're just going to, do it up. Do what Noble Team does. Slay some coveys. So just wait for that to happen. Wait for you to do it yourself. It's going to happen. So it looks like we only got the elite left here. So but we're just going to take a page out of our book we've been using, which is pepper him from afar, and we're just going to wait for his shields to pop, and then we could headshot him. Again, you don't need to do this at all. You can just wait for Noble Team to do it if you're not confident in staying alive. I'm confident in my sidestepping abilities, even though he's trying to nade me, so I'm just going to keep speeding this part up. We got him to drop his shield. We popped him in the head. We're going to go up this ramp and jump onto this ledge, and we're going to run right across it. You don't need to take out these guys. I never do. I don't know why I did. At this point, you can just run right past this window, and they might shoot you like once or twice, but they're not going to do any significant damage. But we're just going to move up here, and you don't want to go into where those jackals were because that will spawn in everybody else in these upper floors. So that is why we took the path we did. So stick to the path I took. You don't want to risk spawning in all the guys up here because there is a fuel rod wielding elite that spawns up here if that happens, and that's not good. So we got more DMR ammo on the wall there. There's some rockets. Then I have DMR and rockets. There's 2 health packs on the wall to my left if you need it. And all that remains are 2 jackals and 2 invisible elites will be dropped off as well, along with a phantom and a bunch of banshees, which sounds worse than it is. But we're just going to take out the jackals with a rocket. 1 rocket each works. There's health right here. Grabbed 1, like I mentioned. And there's rocket ammo right here on the ground. So we're going to move up once we take out those 2 jackals to this crate. And we're just going to look over here because there's going to be 2 invisible elites that are dropped off there. And ideally, we want to shoot the wall so they get blasted off the edge and we don't have to deal with them at all. I think I blast 1 off, but 1 stays alive. So we're just going to shoot the wall about there. Actually, I directly hit 1 of them, so that took that guy out. And sometimes you could blast 1 or 2 of them off the map. Sometimes you don't blast any. Sometimes you get a direct hit. But we got 1, so now we have to worry about the other one here. So we have some rockets still. But we just want to be cautious here. We're at the end of the mission. We don't want to die. Obviously, if we do die, we could always hit start, save and quit, and then resume to bring us back here pretty much with whatever checkpoint we have. But obviously, if we don't have to do that, if we could avoid that, that'd be great. Let's not die. How about that? So just be cautious here. Obviously, he's invisible, so it's tough to spot him. That's what invisibility kind of is. So we're just going to... I start shooting at this phantom because I don't know where this elite is, and I'm trying to kind of... start shooting at the phantom to take him out because we have to do that before the end of the mission. But I'm also trying to draw the elite out. I don't want to, go to him. I want him to come to me because obviously he has the advantage if I'm like wrapping around a corner and he's hiding, camping behind it, and he's invisible. So if I could get him to come towards me, I could see him coming and he could start shooting at me, which gives him away even more, which is pretty much exactly how it played out, all according to plan. Got him to start firing at me, which gave away his position. Then I could just rocket him a couple times to finish him off. And you don't have to use a rocket to get his attention. You could use any weapon, really. But just use that DMR like as a giant turkey call. A very loud, very deadly turkey call. And the turkey that comes when you fire it is a giant alien in power armor with energy shields and a plasma rifle. But anyway, at this point, you can see we're pretty much done. There's a bunch of rocket ammo lying around the map here, so we're just going to use it to finish off these phantoms, or just this one phantom and these multiple banshees. You don't really have to do this at all. Emil will do it all by himself if you just let him. So you could safely just hide back here if you want, but I'm going to help things along by contributing, doing my part for the betterment of Reach, which will be all for naught since it's going to fall anyway. But I guess there's some hope at the end of the tunnel for Reach after the war here, so... maybe it is, for the betterment that we take out this phantom. And these banshees could be the turning point here. Me taking out those aircraft could be the reason why Reach has hope at the end of this game. But anyway, there's some dialogue now that everyone's dead. There'll be a cutscene, and that's it for the second part of 9 for LASO Reach. That is ONI Sword Base. Next time, we'll have Nightfall Part 3, which will be very quick, very easy. If you've never seen it before, you're going to be like, wow, that was very quick and easy. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for that next one on Nightfall. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, be sure to click on the scorpion icon to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. You can also check out some related guides by clicking on the videos on screen, and you can find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Halo guides, and I'll see you in the next one.